Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bill, and today I'm going to continue my journey to try to stand 21 Pilots. The last video got a little heavy. Everyone's been so wonderful. Thoughts of kindness and support, both to me and to each other in the comments. Don't think I don't notice that stuff. And I compiled the most suggested songs into a list here for you for part 2. Go back and check out part 1 if you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is 21 Pilots. Their names are Tyler and Joseph. They're really easy names, which means I'm going to forget them. First, we're starting out the night with Guns for Hands, the official music video. Should this be called Trying to Stand 22 Pilots?
Is that what you want?
Maybe. Does the hat make him blurry face? That's a real question, not rhetorical. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love it. It's anonymity for protection, for comfort. Yeah! Oh! Holy sh! I love that lyric. Jesus. God, that's such a gut-wrenching metaphor. Dude, that hurt. Oh my god. All right, I need the lyrics. I'm convinced also these headphones are breaking. The bridge I found was yeah, da 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 ah. So, yep. I think it's about how much damage you as a person can do, and more importantly, not realizing how much power you have, not only over your life, other people's lives, who you are, the world, but it also starts visually with the masks. You can show your face when you're ready, and the drummer just instantly, nope. Ready. Like, it already had my attention, and it already had the authority of a passionate message. I respect the hell out of how they handle raw and intense subject matter. It's letting you know that there's other people out there that also struggle with this. Like, you have guns for hands, but you best them when you turn your guns to a fist. Like, fight back, but I don't think it's like a violent fight back. Like, just that. Like breaking it. Like, there's other ways. Maybe I'm thinking this song is a lot darker than it is, but I think it's about the worry and the stress of knowing that there's people out there and wanting to still reach them and wanting to still bring this message to them and letting them know that they're not alone, and offering like almost like this music as a gift, or as a guide, or as like a beacon, just something to help. You have guns for hands. I can't sleep at night. It's not like a blaming thing. It's wanting to do more and trying to offer something. It's not even trying to understand. It's just trying to illustrate more avenues and ways to traverse it. It's not denying anything. The song doesn't deprive you of your thoughts or your feelings. It's holding them up for you, but letting you know that that's not all you are and that's not all you have. I don't know if I would call it choreography, but I really liked the movements that they did. You know, like different things like physical spasms. I don't know. It felt like a helping hand to everyone. And this is their way of trying to address it, is just by offering help or a connection, or the pathway of a connection between two other people who might have it. Your mental state, your emotions, you're playing with live ammunition. It's dangerous. And, you know, the safety's off, like encouraging safety. I loved that a lot. Next, we're gonna do Holding On To You. I don't remember if the comment said this is a nice song to take a break with, or you won't get an emotional break. Something about emotion and break. Let's find out. Oh, okay. God, like the things he can do, like that, like skrelting, like high, like shriek, almost like a hair metal sound that comes out of his voice. That's insane. That's twice now that the drummer, whose name I don't know, but probably should. One of them's name is Tyler. I'm not gonna find it in the comments. Why did I look down there? The drummer, like his movements adding to the feeling, like adding to the intensity, adding to being overwhelmed, that pulse and that push to move forward and to hang on to a constant. I love it so much. It's one thing to be able to play well. It's a whole other thing to add a performance intention to your movement, making theatrical choices while playing. I love that. That is a mark of mastery of your craft. I respect the shit out of it. Could not understand half these lyrics, but I just felt confusion, felt like anxiety, that lack of individuality, trying to connect with another person, trying to belong and find a purpose. I think this is one of those songs about God. Because when he started screaming, I'm holding on to you, he was pointing up a lot, and then he started to look up a lot, which is fine. I'm not versed in biblical things like that, so those things might just go over my head, or I think I might make up for my lack of knowledge by trying to overread into it. Oh, yep, entertain my faith. Oops. That's repeated quite a lot in here. I'm just gonna not talk about religion since I don't know anything about it. It's that overwhelming feeling and then focusing on the singularity, be it God or music or a significant other, all this chaos, all these things you can't control, the helplessness of it, the constant climb. Like at one point he's literally rope around his neck being pulled back by just a drove of people climbing uphill, and then it focuses in on one person, one interaction. It's calmer, the music lets up, the drums let up. And I think it's just about finding something to focus on, or like hold on to, like finding your rock, finding something to get you through obstacles and tribulations. Is that the word I'm thinking of? I also just love the sound of it because it sounds like a breakthrough. Like as everything keeps swarming and the music keeps like hitting you aggressively, it's still a constant reminder of the daily grind, both positivity, negativity, your own emotions, other people's things, being polite, existing in the world, coinciding with other things in the world, whether you agree with them or not, like all that chaos of the world, but then just that breakthrough when he hits that high. It just shoots right through all that noise, just that, like it just punctures through all that sound. And it sounds like a breakthrough. It sounds like coming through the other side or getting through a barrier. It's also the obstacle being himself too. Like, yeah, I remember right here, lyrics that mean nothing. We were gifted with thought. Is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? Looking inward, but also I think it's about the music, like it's a different storytelling perspective. It's a different type of emotion to be articulating through music for them. They're doing something a little more risky and something a little less traditional. Even while they're trying to use music as an outlet, that music is still part of the buzzing and the insecurity, like, are people even gonna like this? Is this gonna be successful? Was this the right thing to do? Just second guessing everything, but then it ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. As long as you stay open and speak your truth, people will understand. Someone will connect, and trusting in that. It's that leap of faith, no pun intended, but also with holding on to like hope or support, from wanting to survive to wanting to succeed. That's what I think this song's about. Like an accomplishment, both of self and environment and world. All right, next we have kitchen sink and everything else, right? Is that everything else in the kitchen sink?
Everything but the kitchen sink?
Everything but the kitchen sink? Sipping on straight chlorine.
Yep.
Little alternative vibe here, I like it. It's sweet, like video game sound effects or like a cartoon sound effect.
Here's a prime example of a stand-up guy who hates what he believes and loves it at the same time. Here's my brother and his head screwed up, but that's alright. Copy and paste, cotton and copy, better rise bother me.
Jesus Christ! Wow! Damn! Nobody thinks what I think. They think things on the brink of blasphemy. I'm my own shrink. He's discovering like his identity, or he's starting to realize that he's not like other people. Like write something, it might be worthless. Paint something, it might be wordless. It's an encouragement to express yourself and to find your voice. And yeah, your place in the world. Like at the beginning, like being so bouncy and having such vibrant like musical tones to it. Like it paints the picture of like little kids. It's like an encouragement. Seek those answers about yourself and like get to know who you are and find the way to express yourself. Find the thing that's going to help you grow and nourish what you need. It's art. It's lyrics like no one else is dealing with your demons. Maybe defeating them could be the beginning of your meaning, friend. Like an encouragement of growth as well. Like it doesn't even have to be so specifically to art, but that's clearly what worked for him or is helping him or what he's using to help others. And maybe that's the purpose for them is I think they know how much their music helps other people and it helps them create more and want to give more and want to help. I think that's really beautiful. Like it's just about life, having those dark thoughts or behaviors and reminding you to keep persevering because it was the end. Like at first I thought the song was done and it was fading out, but no, it was the music drowning out the go away, leave me alone. fading out and completely gone, like the healing process, like helping, distilling those thoughts or getting rid of those feelings or that mentality or that way of living, just it faded away. Like all that anger, all that frustration and aggression just started to just fade out. I love that. That's no reason to give up. It's a reason for you to push forward and to be better. And then it ends with, don't leave me alone. Choices that he's making vocally, it sounded like a cry, wanting to be understood and not being able to even understand yourself. Yeah, I'm a kitchen sink, you don't know what that means, because a kitchen sink to you is not a kitchen sink to me. Having a different perspective, whether it's a defense against negativity and hate, a hand extending to help, your perspective isn't the same as mine. Like, people are different, and it's okay to feel a different way, think a different way, be a different way, like to have a different upbringing or life. I really like that a lot. That's what every like after school special wishes they could be, where it's like, hey, like it's okay, reaching out to people. It's a lifeline. Like just thinking about how many people this helped, it's insane. Like that would have really helped me. It's careful word choices too, like friend being addressed in the song, you the listener, friend. It's kindness, empathy. God, I really love those lyrics, and I like that song. All right, next we have My Blood, the official video. Oh no.
When everyone,
Oh,
I'll grab my light and go with you.
oh. Holy crap, that was Tyler singing the whole time? What? Was he not real the whole time? Wait, what the hell kind of twist ending shit? Oh my god! Well, f me, is My Brother a Ghost too? That is a beautiful visual representation of brotherhood, but then a devastating reality of just loneliness. I'm not sure what it meant that there was the ghost boy. Obviously dealing with loss and grief and I think just isolation in general. But like, I thought it was about like brothers, and it was making me a little emotional because I have a big brother and I'm a big brother. So it was hitting me in those places, but then just like poof. Nah, I think it's about coping mechanisms. Stay with me inside where it's safe. Stay with me, I'll protect you. Two different ways of trying to help or to see a way of taking care of someone, but then the whole thing was a coping mechanism because the brother was just a spirit of the night. Like, I think it's brotherhood, but then I think it's also just about grief, escapes. God, that one. Oh, my eyeballs have been swimming in juice. It's about being there for someone. Like, I think there's something about the lyrics being so defined. I'll go with you, just wanting to make sure that you're safe, having your back, and having both facets of that mindset. Maybe wishing that they had someone like that, or wishing they were someone like that for somebody. Like either wanting to be an older brother or a mentor, or wanting an older brother or a mentor, someone to look out for them or someone to look out for. Yeah, because it wasn't people are calling our names, we're in trouble. If something happens to you, I'll be there. It was hard language every time. I'll pull my pin. Like sacrifice. It doesn't have to be literally brothers or blood relatives, but just that connection of people who have each other's back and either craving it for yourself or wanting it for others or wanting to be that for somebody. Next we have Migraine. Oh. This is another heavy night. I don't imagine Migraine being about like, oh, I have a migraine because I love you so much. Oh, the flowers, they give me a migraine because they're so perfect. Oh, I have a migraine because I got a dog. Yep, called it.
Cause Fridays will always be better than Sundays, cause Sundays are a suicide day. And I know that I can fight her, I can let the lion win. Take a moment and hold it and keep it frozen and know that life has a hopeful undertone.
Yes! Thank you, God.
We've made it this far! Yeah.
Hell yeah. Had a Freddie Mercury sound. I like this song, but damn, it's upsetting. The hopeful undertone lyric, the promise of ways to either satiate the burning in your head or the temperament of the thoughts. Their music continues to illustrate these like different emotional or mental or physical like just twitches. It's like a warning, knowing all the signs, like, oh, it's Sunday. Sunday are those days. Can't wait for Friday where I feel better. Like, it's almost like a self-awareness and a hope of moving forward. There's like a preparedness to it, but it feels very self-aware. Like, he literally knows where it's located. What is it? It's behind the eyes, behind my face and above my throat. Like, it's almost like this vague, elusive understanding of what's going on, and like, he knows his triggers, but then also it's like there's a suppression to it, like the depressing thoughts, not wanting to just be so vocal about it, which is interesting because they're very upfront about these sort of things. The game is not played alone, but like, again, it's, am I the only one I know? But I think it's because like you can't know what other people are going through. Like, you can't make assumptions about others, so are you the only one you know, with that mindset of not wanting to assume what others are going through or feeling or how they react to things? It's technically, yes, you are the only one you know. Yeah, keep it frozen and know that life has a hopeful undertone. It doesn't go away, which is valid. It's odd because there's so much detail being put here, like there's so much that they know is going on. Because it was also just so upbeat, like it was just so matter of fact, like, oh, I'm having one of those days. When you start to consider the vibe from the music itself, maybe it's more of just like showing you that you can exist with these things, you can coincide with these thoughts, like you can get through it. Think of it like a headache, like something just starts to not feel right, it's uncomfortable, and trying to treat it like a headache, like trying to make it not so scary, not to give it so much power. It's definitely a beautiful way of looking at it. All I know is that I can fight or I can let the lion win. Learning how to exist with this, like making sure that you know, like it's only something that's wrong with you as much as a headache is something that's wrong with you, or a migraine. Because I think calling it a headache would be a little undermining. Is something wrong with you when you have a migraine? Like trying to compare it to that, like something more common than you'd think. Are you the only one that you know? How do you know it's not the most common thing on earth? Everyone gets headaches. Who's to say that not everyone goes through this too? And then even addressing it with the like depressing thoughts or like those spaced out things, because like not wanting to say it around each other. Yeah, it's about awareness. Yeah, like you don't know what other people feel like or how other people feel or what they experience. You might not be the only one. Again, it's an outreach for those who feel themselves to be outsiders. I love this song even more now. I really liked that.
We bringing it home.
Bring him peace, bring him joy. And last, to close out the night, we have Addict With A Pen. Pretty. Oh yeah, and he plays piano. How did that flip by me? I was literally about to say he sounds thirsty or parched. He's so good. Like the things he can do vocally. Like, how do you sound dry? Ah! Woo!
That's a walking denial. My trial was filed as a crazy suicidal head case.
Good God, I love his voice so much. Like, it's such a sharp and straight tone when he wants it to be, but then it just goes, it warbles and shifts all over the place. This one definitely gave me the to a deity, to God type of vibes. Nothing's wrong with that. I just, those always kind of throw me off because faith has never been a big part of my life. So if there's like biblical references or specific things I don't pick up on, I'm sorry. It doesn't make what I say less valid or what you say or feel less valid. I don't know. Everyone's different. It's okay. We're learning this through music and song. I haven't found a drop of you, of life, of water. Like, he's suffering, but it's also like forgiveness. I love the different things he does with his voice and just how long he can hold that type of like rock-centric, more of a gravelly note. You can just hear his throat kind of like dry up. Yeah, you hear me screaming, Father, and I'm lying here just crying, so wash me with your water. Like, I think he's asking for mercy, bargaining with God to take these urges and desires away from him to wander the earth searching for something you can't obtain. Like maybe he feels like he's being punished. I'm just being dramatic. In fact, I'm only at it again as an addict with a pen. He feels like he puts himself in this situation, or maybe it's because he chose all this. He feels so much pain because he illustrates it so much. A direct line to that expressive way that he feels it so much more or so much longer, almost like it's at times a burden or it hurts too much. Because water is last. It's almost like, well, if I'm not gonna find God, can I at least find some water? Wanting to survive, wanting to get through this. I'm just being dramatic. Denying himself, oh, I didn't want it anyway. Oh, I'll be fine. It's interesting. Again, it's such a fascinating and articulate way to express these type of thoughts and feelings. I kind of, love it sounds too negative. Like, ooh, I love the pain. But I love the illustrations of it. It's so vast and different. It's not always a dark and empty void. Sometimes it's feeling like you've exhausted everything and you can't even get water. Like a basic thing for function. I think that's what I like the most about listening to their music. It's hard because there's a lot of their songs that I absolutely love, but I wouldn't keep in my day-to-day. Very much a feel it with me kind of a vibe. They also have a lot of let's get through this. It's amazing how these songs never encourage you or challenge you to stay where you are emotionally when you reach for a song like this. It always feels like it has the listener's best interest at heart as well as the person in the story, their best interest at heart. It's always hopeful for a solution, for understanding. They just sit right in those pockets. I never felt like it was too much in one direction over the other. I never felt overwhelmed by it. It just felt honest and relatable. It felt like I was having an engaging conversation with someone, taking it all in and understanding a little more. I think that's a real rare gift that not a lot of people have. I could hear the thirst. That's insane. If it was about God, it didn't hit the hammer so on the head that I felt isolated or estranged from the song, because you could still be reaching out to somebody, the universe or a deity or what have you. I feel like they keep it in a very vague pocket, letting you pick what direction it goes in, but still the sentiment is there, reaching out to a higher power and not even getting water, needing someone to forgive you. I think the song does that really well. Are there other 21 Pilots songs you want to hear me talk about? Please let me know. Are there other artists? Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching, liking, subscribing. It means so much to me, you guys. It really does mean the world to me that I feel like I have a safe and welcoming place to talk about these things, and I hope that I can give back to you what you guys are giving to me. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon with more standing goodness. Spooky season is around the corner. I'm throwing out some extra content for that. Gonna be trying to scare myself through video games and movies and all the good horrorness in the world. But I will always be back on Tuesdays with more Trying to Stand. Don't forget, Thanks Standing is around the corner. What are you standful for? That was awful. Keep it. See you next week, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see for Thanks Stand. Don't do that.